was. And I'm like, well, I don't think I could ever have that replicated by anybody else or any other situation on earth. So that is a love pertaining to you only. Because when Jehovah showed me what love was for 3.5 hours, he showed me that everything is actually love, and it was a beautiful thing. But there was there was the Jehovahness to it. It was a conditional love. There was most certainly conditions to his love. Whereas there's no conditions to Jesus. So in my book, I write about the very, very distinct varieties of love. And I ask myself, well, why are they different? They're different simply because the Old Testament is very oriented with conditional love. The whole theme of that. And the New Testament is very unconditional love. And so the experiences I had of the Father and of the Son were exact replications of the messages from these two books.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm looking forward to read your book.
I'm looking forward to you reading it and then seeing what you make of it. You see, the difficulty is with these experiences, unless you've had them, then they don't mean anything because you cannot be touched by them. And I try to explain with people because it's very unsatisfying because so far I've sold 52 of these books to my viewers, and it seems like most of them are very inhibited and worried about coming to talk to me about it because it appears that they are not receiving the message that I am conveying. And of course they're not. And what I would say is like, look, I've climbed a mountain. I know exactly what it feels like to climb a 20,000 feet mountain with all the pain and suffering that you go through. I could write a book about climbing a mountain having not climbed one. It wouldn't have the essence to it. And if anybody had climbed a mountain, they wouldn't find their essence in my book. But if I wrote about my experience climbing that mountain and speaking about it with people who have climbed the mountain, I would touch them to the core. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying very boldly that my book is the world's first spiritual Bible. Because if people have had this spiritual awakening, if they really have had spiritual enlightenment, then they will be gripped by every single page of my book. Because it's a real true journey.
Okay, I cannot say anything about your book. I just read a few pages.
Yeah.
But basically, it's an interesting point. So my books are authentic. Most of it is authentic, like I'm standing with it. Yes. Okay. Of course, always I have to say I'm not allowed to tell my experiences, blah blah blah. Okay, but if you read it, then you recognize, of course. I mean, you have to use your brain, and then you will see that a person without experiences would never have been able to write such things.
Right.
But the problem is, yes.
So you've wrote two books. One of them is the one that you've got advertised on Amazon, and then you've got the other one on Lulu, yeah?
No, actually, there are like 5. So there are four bigger books and 2 small books.
Right. So that's 6 then.
Yes. So I can tell you it's about 300,000 words in total. Everything 300,000.
Right.
And they're just split it on these 5 publications. But I made lots of editions, translations, combined volumes, complete volumes in 10 languages here and there and that. So there are so many publications. I don't know.
So for the benefit of the viewer, as a promotion for yourself, I'll put the links down in the description to your books and where they can be purchased. Tell us in brief then, or in some depth, what these books are about.
they are a foundation for a new spiritual movement
Right.
that includes the best parts or the true parts that are supposed to be true, combined from all religions, from all spiritual paths, combined.
Right.
So you will find Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, and anything. You will find it all. And
That's really bizarre because my book is exactly the same. I've
yes,
included the Tao in there. I've included Buddhism. I've included um, lots of other varying religious and spiritual philosophies, which all come together in this new age. So we're very much in line with each other. We're picking eclectically from all the bits that we can deem to be concrete that have meant something to us. We've got personal experience. We're bringing them together, and so that really is kind of remarkable. So yeah, please go on.
yes, maybe we can work together. We can work something out, something new, like combining your stuff, my stuff.
We'll get accused of starting a cult, you know.
What, a code?
We'll get accused of starting a cult.
Yes, yes. Okay, it shouldn't be a cult, not at all. Of course, I mean it's a so for me it's a practical thing. I have a theory part, yes, but this is not so important. Well, it's so wide. It's so wide. It's such a big topic for me. So it's all about practice, practice, practice.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming your practice stems from meditation.
Yes, practicing is like breathing. I found a way to practice like 24 hours, more or less. Okay, when I'm deeply sleeping and unconscious, I can't, of course.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah.
I still pray to God that He will take away this necessities to sleep, because I hate sleep,
Right.
because it's like being dead, essentially. We need it, yes, we need it,
Yeah.
but it's, well, I believe in it. I believe that it's possible to overcome sleep.
So, what's Yogananda's variety of yoga? That's very much breathing oriented, isn't it?
It's an important part of Kriya Yoga.
Yeah, Kriya Yoga.
Yes, this is what this yoga type is called, but it's limited. You won't succeed into that part that is eternal. You are still within these regions that will force you to fall down again.
Right.
Maybe you will like be for ages and ages and ages in the brightest kinds of heavens and whatever it might be, but it's not eternal. This is, okay, it's the atmic plane. They are talking about the atmic plane.
Atmic.
Atmic, yes. Atma is like the spirit, and it's considered to be the soul.
Yeah.
The true soul.
Right.
That is like shining, like
Brahman.
you mean Par-Brahm. Para means beyond.
Brahman, doesn't Brahman mean the spirit, the ether, the whole thing?
It's another, I know it as word for the causal plane, Brahmant.
Right.
Yes, and but then beyond is Par-Brahmant.
Right. Yeah.
And then there is another plane that is called Banvar Gupta.
Yeah, you see, this is the thing when we get involved in different varieties of spirituality. They've all got the terminology for different realms.
Yes, but actually, it's they mean the same. But it's a secret, because if you go to any kind of Hinduistic, Buddhistic master, they will not tell you that there are spiritual planes beyond the atmic plane. They will tell you that atmic is the highest pure spirit.
Right.
They will tell you this is the pure soul. If you are in this atomic body, which is very, very subtle, very lightful, like 12 suns. This is it compared with the light of 12 suns.
Right.
Officially, yes. Then you're a Paramhansa. Paramhansa, Yogananda.
Yeah.
This title means Hansa is a swan,
Right.
and para means beyond. Yes, this is for the atomic plane. It means that his soul has reached that atomic level. Yes, but there are even higher planes that are really eternal.
Yogananda, that means union with spirit, doesn't it? Yoga's union with everything, with God.
Wait, Ananda. This is an ending that is very common for like Sananda.
I read the meaning of it only yesterday, I think it was, because he was saying what his name meant, and I recognised the yoga bit because that's what yoga means, to be in union. So when we practice yoga, we were endeavouring via our breathing to be in union with spirit, with God.
Ananda is a Sanskrit term commonly used in Hinduism and Buddhism. It refers to a state of bliss or profound happiness.
Yes.
It is often translated as joy, bliss, or delight.
So blissful connection, blissful union, then Yogananda. Blissful union.
Yoga is like the word for any kind of spiritual practice, I guess.
Well, it means union.
I'm just looking it up. Yoga is a holistic discipline. I don't know. So
Yeah,
you have
the true terminology of yoga is union. You see, if you look on there and you look on Google, then they're going to go, it's a form of exercise. It's not actually a form of exercise. It's a form of communion.
Okay.
And we do that via our breathing. You know that, via meditation, via our deep rhythmic breathing and the stilling of our mind. That's how we get union with cosmic consciousness. But okay, that's the minutiae of things. So your book then, starting out on your spiritual experiences, all the things that you found and you discovered, and you put it together into what, some sort of school?
Well, you might consider this to be a school. I don't know. It's a foundation for a movement.
Right.
It should be a movement. I want to move people.
Yeah.
To use the tools that I discovered or that were given to me. So you have like light and sound meditation. Yes. Then you have like this is you can call it like call God's names. There's a word like Simran. This is basically Sandmat. Do you know Sandmat?
No.
Did you ever hear of it?
No.
Okay, this is the tip. So what I teach or say this essentially it's Sandmat, but it's like Sandmat 2.0. It's a new Sandmat. It's improved, much more improved. Basically, in the core, it's still Sandmat, but it's like Sandmat with the mind.
Okay.
Yes.
What is Sandmat? What is Sandmat?
Sandmat, it's translated something like the holy path.
Right.
And it works with the so-called light and sound meditation.
Right, light and sound. Now, there's something called a Rockseaver lamps. Are you familiar with Rockseaver lamps? They work with light and sound in meditation.
I never heard of it. Rocks. What? Rocks?
Roxiva. Rockseaver. and there are lamps where you put a headset on and you have a lamp over your face, and it gives you some sort of a combined experience. Now,
Okay.
I think it's probably related to what's called the God helmet. I write about this in my book. The God helmet, somebody discovered that if you stimulate the electromagnetism in the brain, certain vibrations, you can induce some sort of awareness of somebody else, not necessarily God. Lots of people have an awareness that there's somebody in the room, there's somebody present, like in an astral. As soon as you go into the astral, you are aware of entities there. So this God helmet is giving similar experiences. Then there's this other sort of thing whereby you face a light. You don't open your eyes, but the light is flashing at different rhythms and things like that, and that can give you an outer body experience also. So there's lots of these things now that are getting tuned in to enabling us to get into the vibration.
Yes. Well, this is something different
Right.
from what I recommend, what I teach. It's a different thing. So I'm talking about the divine sound, and there is an equivalent in Hinduism, and it's called Nada Yoga,
Right.
Nada Yoga,
Uh-huh.
and they listen to sounds in the spirit.
In the spirit.
Yes, in the spirit, but this is just what it's supposed to be, but it's not only in the spirit, but it's subtle. It's well, you can hear the divine sound as well in the physical plane as in the astral, in the causal, and any other plane, because God, the teaching is like God is sound, and the true word of God is the sounding word. It's like sound. His creation comes out of sound, like
Yes.
music even.
Yeah.
And
Well, everything derives out of vibration, doesn't it? Which ultimately is sound.
of course,
The
sound
word.
is some kind of frequency.
Yeah.
And the thing is that sound can transmit energy. And if you want to rise, if you want to evolve as a soul and reach salvation, you need energy. Energy, it's all about energy.
Yeah.
You need to harvest divine energy. This is what it's about. It's very easy to understand. And then if you connect, if you listen to the sound current, it's called the sound current also,
Mm.
then energy is transmitted to you. Yes, and your higher self, like whatever you might call it, your divine power in yourself, it collects this energy and uses this energy for you to rise and shine, to be purified, to be evolved, to be developed, and to reach salvation. It
Could,
uses this energy.
would you
Energy.
call that energy chi?
No, no, it's not the chi. The chi is, well, it can be transformed into chi.
Mm.
It's like it's the universal energy, and it can be transformed into any kind of energy.
Right.
Yes, any kind. You can, yes.
So we all bask in this universal energy, then, don't we? So how do we? It's like a fish in water. Say to a fish, "How's the water?" He's going to say, "What water?"
Well, yes, of course, anything is energy. Of-
Yes. So how would we know this? How would I know it? How would I get in touch with what you're speaking about? Is it something kind of practical, or is it always going to be in levels of mysticism?
It's a practical thing, and it's very easy in the first place.
Right.
You just plug your right ear. It has to be the right ear. You just plug it, and then you get calm and listen. You try to hear something. Very easy.
So
You just,
you put an ear plug in, so you
yeah,
can't hear anything outside. You
you have to,
listen to the
yeah,
noise inside your head.
Yes, yes. You just plug your ear.
A
You
bit of
can
a
use.
ringing, a bit of a.
Yes, this is probably the sound current. If you probably have it,
The static energy of the cosmos.
it is transmitted to you through the sound. And if you listen to the sound, you harvest this energy through this sound. It's like a container. It's like a wire, a cable.
Right.
And that, well, it's true. It's really true. But most people don't know it. Many people have tinnitus.
Yeah.
And they're complaining, I have tinnitus. I heard these sounds, and it's like a train, and it's like a trembling, and this and that. But this is, in most cases, not in every case, of course, I guess, but in most cases, it is this sound that transmits energy. And if you listen to the sound, you will receive large amounts of energy. We're talking about huge amounts of energy, huge amounts of energy.
Right.
Yes, it's tremendous. And if you have the sound very clearly, if you listen to it very clearly, then it will even pull you out of your body.